Good morning and happy new year to everyone out there. It is January 1st. It's 6:06 in the morning. We're starting a brand new year. For a lot of people, this means they get to start fresh, make that resolution, make this year a different year than it ever has been before. And of course, a lot of people have the I make a resolution and lose it in 2 months kind of motivation thing. I've actually already gotten my resolution this year from my actions last year. I didn't start the year with one of those like, hey, this is the year I'm going to do everything better and right and yada yada. Probably said that many, many years in a row. But this was the time with doctor assistance and actually his alarm towards me that I got this under control a lot better. And what I'll say is that I think after reaching that 50-pound goal, I mentally and motivationally might have hit my mark. I don't want to stop there. I'm trying to keep on going. This time of the year between Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, it can be very difficult to maintain things as they are. Luckily, I have. I survived Halloween, as I put it out here. Thanksgiving was a sedate affair, although that was the day after I made the 50-pound goal, so I bounced off the wagon for a week. But it was only 1 week, because I came right back on it, and things have steadily been coming down, 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 down. It took until last week to retake the gains I had as of the day before Thanksgiving, but I knew it was a small blip. Had a similar thing happen this week. So this past Wednesday was Christmas. So I did this video in the morning, then had Christmas. Now it's a week later. So I will say that I'm still going in the right direction with my 231.9, but last week was only 232.2. So I'm only looking at point 0.3 of a differential. And this even includes my Tuesday fasting. So, it wasn't as great as I thought it should be. However, it is a plus. And I have to walk away knowing that because I had a plus, take it, smile with it, celebrate, move on. Now, would it have been a fantastic thing to hit the 220s by this morning and start the new year off in the 220s? Absolutely. I'm actually a little upset I did not get to reach that. But I do know that anything that's happened is my fault or my celebration. Sometimes and my fault and my celebration. So that's what I'm going to take this week as. Because I do know that starting Monday morning, I was about where I was last week. Because I'll tell you what, this holiday, my wife went all out because of our trip to Germany at the end of September, early October. She had it in her mind the whole time. She wanted to make like a German themed Christmas. And she went through and she did goulash, did a spatzel, did Wiener Schnitzel, and actually it wasn't Wiener Schnitzel, it was just Schnitzel. Wiener Schnitzel I think is the more sausagey, hot doggy. The Schnitzel was just like the flat. It looked like it was a breaded chicken breast, but it wasn't chicken, it was pork. So she did a great job. Oh, and by the way, she also made homemade Bavarian pretzels. And she even got some bottles of wine that we had over there that were fantastic. So she went all out. Every one of us thank her tremendously. She's a great wife, did a fantastic job. But the food was very delicious. So there was more had that day than usual. Even though days like Christmas sometimes become like only a 2 meal day, that one meal becomes something big. So I knew that Wednesday was almost like, and I hate saying the phrase cheat day, but almost like cheat day-ish, but I had the rest of the week to flatten it out, which I did. But I do know that on Monday, I jumped on a scale in the morning and it was just about, if not a touch less than last Wednesday. I was like, oh, great. I've already maintained. got 2 days left, 2 full days left, Monday and Tuesday, I can hit the 220s. Okay. But I know that with my semi fasting on Monday, I did torpedo myself because I got hungry around lunchtime and I had a few snacks around lunchtime too. So it wasn't the best quality that came in, but I'm sure it set me back just enough that if I wanted to reach that 220s goal by today, I sabotaged it. Again, like I said, my fault, my celebration. So my fault, I'm not in the 220s, but my celebration that I am lower than last Wednesday. And sometimes you need those small increments. Because there have been weeks I've only had small increments like this week, you know, 0.2, 0.3 pounds. But then there's other weeks that I had 3.5. So the good news is holidays are all over. There's nothing of a gluttony holiday coming up for a long time, instead of maybe, you might think Cinco de Mayo possibly. You can go back to St. Patrick's Day. Things will happen. But as long as I maintain and keep things a little bit better every single week, then I'm doing all right. So I don't think that the 50 is the penultimate as far as what I can achieve. It was a great thing to do. Now I'm just going to keep on going. So I'm going to now hope that next week is the 220s. And with a month like this, it's 31 days in this month. Is it possible I can get into the 210s by February? 1, 2, 3, 4 full weeks, 2.5 pounds a week. That is doable. Especially with people who start the new year off and really start exercising more and going that route. So if I were to maintain something even as simple as that, I should be able to get this thing done. So let's see what happens. So it's going to be not really much to talk about this week, so I'm going to make this pretty short. I'm going to do my ejection. I have one more thing to say, and then everyone is, obviously you're free to go whatever the hell you want, but, no longer do I have anything to add for you. But the one thing I'm going to add while I'm doing this, by the way, this pinching thing, besides being, that's how you're supposed to do it with the pinch, just I'm pinching a lot less. It is smaller. It's looser, but it's smaller. 1 second. I'm also happy that last week this pen had a very slow revolution to administer this. This week it's back to normal, so might have just been a one-time thing. Maybe I didn't put it in far enough. Who knows? But back to snuff. Happy. All right, so now the one thing I want to talk about is if I've noticed something recently that has changed, it has been my temperature. Okay, I used to be an extremely exothermic type of person. If I would put my hand on my wife's shoulder, even in the summer, it would radiate and she'd be like, "Oh God, get that off, please. I'm sweating." You know. But nowadays, last month or so, and I do know it's been cold outside, is my extremities are getting colder. So I don't know if I'm having something that's changing in my circulation or not. But I do know that my hands get cold, which can be fun being a father of two young boys, because when they come down in the morning, all groggy and warm, I can be like, "Are daddy's hands cold?" And I'll put them on their belly. And they're like, "No, no, stop." And they'll laugh and blah, blah, blah. And it's over in a couple seconds. But it's one of those things that I've been noticing I've got to warm up a little bit. And even when I go and do my plasma donations, I got to warm up my hands so they can, prick the fingertip and take a small sample to make sure my levels are fine to continue. So, I just noticed that I've been more colder in my extremities. So I don't know if things are working better. Maybe my system does not have to push as much as it used to maintain the mass I used to be. But for whatever the reason is, you know, colder extremities. I am not alarmed at this time. I'm merely making an observation. So that's all I got. So I hope anybody who has a New Year's resolution to improve themselves does very well. If I can give you any bits of motivation with this, I'm very happy to do that. Take it for as long as you can, for as much as you can. And if you need to, reach out to me. I'm pretty good to talk to about this kind of stuff sometimes. I've had my failures, I've had my successes, I've had my successes turn into failures. So, been around, did the yo yo thing. The one thing I'm very happy about is I never did a fad. I never grabbed the newest book. I never grabbed the newest, exercise routine, so to speak, with the exception of P90X. I did do that. But, for the most part, didn't do that kind of thing. Maybe I should have. Who knows? All right. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hey, enjoy your new year. Bye bye now.